Hello, and welcome to the SolidCAM Introduction series of training videos. The topic for this discussion is drill recognition. This is a continuation of the manual drilling module as seen in a previous video. In our first video, to show drilling, we went out and we picked the hole locations we wanted to drill manually by simply selecting them from the model. In this case, we want SolidCAM to identify the holes based off of its feature traits. Where you would use this would be if you were to give a file that might be a neutral format file, let's say a step file or a parasolid file that had the features modeled into the part, but they didn't have the hole information in the hole. You can activate recognition mode from the SolidCAM Operations tab by picking Recognition, or from the SolidCAM Automatic Feature Recognition tab under Drill Recognition. The workflow for drill recognition is the same as it is for all other toolpaths within SolidCAM: geometry, tools, levels, technology. Let's start first by picking the geometry. To collect geometry in, I'm going to say New, and it's going to present me with a series of filters that I can assign to pick my hole locations. In this case, we'll start by telling it to find the holes in the model. What it's looking at the end of the day is the diameter of the finished diameter of the hole to determine the hole. So in this case here, we can see it picked some holes here on the top surface, but it omitted some as well. If I include holes from the other side and tell it to find holes in the model, it now selected those holes. Why did it do this? This has to do with the finished diameter of the hole. That particular set of holes is a counterbore hole from the one side, so it's determining the direction based on that larger diameter. In this case here, I can either decide to collect those in or omit them by picking it through that filter range. Again, it's looking at the finished diameter of the hole size to determine the hole filter. It groups them by shape and then by actual individual groupings of each of those hole locations. I'm going to right click on all of these and I'm going to remove them all. I have the ability to sort by diameters. So if I don't know what size a particular hole is on the model, because again, it's my first time seeing it, I can filter by diameter and I can give it a diameter range. So I can click in here, click in the field, and I can give it a diameter range and come out and pick that hole. In this case here, it will use this filter in conjunction with these other filters to identify the hole features that are in this model. So in this case, it found those 4 hole locations. You would collect those locations into your toolpath, assign a tool and a process, and you're good to go. I'm going to remove those all. We have the ability to sort by upper level. Upper level can be a range filter. So what I can do is I can tell it I want it to look at holes from maybe the top of the part, starting and ending no deeper than this location, find the holes in the model. These filters can be used in conjunction with one another. So I can filter by diameter and by range. So in this case, it identified the holes at the 0 plane as well as these holes at the lower levels, but it omitted those holes on those tabs. Right click, remove them all. We also have the ability to filter by hole depth. So if I leave the parameter set to its default and tell it to find the holes in the model, it's not going to find anything because it's a range filter based on the depth of the hole. So if I give it a range from 0 to a ½ inch in depth and tell it to find the holes, it will find the holes that fall within those parameters. If I give it a value that is greater than, I know the part thickness is, I'll say 0 to 3 inches depth of hole, find the holes, it's going to find all the holes that fall within that bandwidth. Now I can also include that hole from the opposite direction and have it refine that location as well for me if I wanted to drill that through hole from the side. I'm going to remove those all. We have the ability to also sort by color. Now, this particular model does have some holes that are described as a different color. If the holes are picked from the common color palette, I can pick it directly from this window. If I don't know what that color actually is, if it's a custom or unique color, I can pick the hole color from the model. From here, it will allow me to go out and pick that face. It will set the RGB value based on the color of that hole. Once I have the color selection defined, tell it to find holes in the model, it will identify all the holes that fall within that color. Keep in mind these filters can be all used in conjunction with one another, depending on what your part gives you. So this is a very good way of picking the holes. Let's go ahead and let's collect those holes into my toolpath form. And now we're going to pick a tool to machine those holes. Come out, pick a drill from my toolkit. I'll collect that in. and then I'm going to set my levels. What you're going to notice with the levels with drill recognition is that the depth is not defined. It is picking the depth based on the feature on the model. Now, if you wanted to additionally modify that depth, you can go into Depth Edit. That will allow you to be able to change the entire group as a whole, or just the whole features itself. So the entire group in one entirety, mass selection pick, or as just an individual whole for a particular reason. Now, let's say for instance here, let's just calculate this toolpath really quick and let's see what we get. So what we're going to see is a toolpath that starts, it rapids past the 0, and it starts the drilling operation from this tab, relative to that tab. Perhaps I wanted to drill these holes before we machine those tabs. If I go into Edit Depth, I can capture that grouping of holes, and I can change the upper level. So I can click in this field and click on the face that defines the new level that I want it to be machined from, apply that, and bring it back into my toolpath and recalculate it. So now I've changed the depth of the start point based off of where I wanted it to start versus where it was modeled at. So you have control over this. Where this is also extremely handy is you have the ability to drill the same diameter holes at multiple depths or at varying depths with one operation. So if I've got 10 holes at 10 different depths that are all the same size, I can drill it all with one operation using the drill recognition command. From here, we'll set the technology tab. Sorting is just the order that it picked the toolpath. So if I want to see the way that it picked the grouping of the toolpath, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4. I can accept that sorting, or I can change the sorting to pick it particular to my designation. So if I wanted to maybe add a part that had a lot of holes in the x-axis, I could tell it I wanted to sort it heavy in this direction and pick it the way that I wanted it to be picked. In this case here, we'll just go to default. From here, we'll also set our drilling cycle. In this case here, maybe we're going to pick this as a PEC drilling cycle, and then any of the data that's pertinent to a PEC drilling cycle. So I might need a Q value for my PEC depth, as well as perhaps any other parameter that you might use for that particular strategy. Hit Save and Calculate. Thank you for watching the video on drill recognition. Look forward to seeing you in the next.